guys, I'm Jade, and today as part of my month of Hunger Games, I'm going to be doing my review on the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, letting you know all what I thought about the movie. The first part of this video will be spoiler free, so if you have not seen Mockingjay Part 2 yet, you don't have to worry about getting spoiled because I will be going into a spoiler section after I do my spoiler free, so just make sure you leave the video before I start that. But if you have not seen Hunger Games Catching Fire or Mockingjay Part 1, you probably will get spoiled. So if you have not seen the previous movies, you kind of need to see the previous movies to watch this review if you don't want to get spoiled. And if you don't care to get spoiled, then just keep on watching. Oh, and do you guys like my hair and my makeup? I attempted to do her Mockingjay braid. I'm horrible at braiding, but I think it turned out like pretty well, and I did my makeup like hers. So I have now seen Mockingjay Part 2 twice. I saw it once at the Los Angeles premiere on Monday, and then also I saw it for a second time Wednesday night at the Mockingjay double feature where they showed Mockingjay Part 1 followed by Mockingjay Part 2. So now after seeing the movie twice, I'm ready to tell you guys how I feel about it, if I thought it was a good adaptation, did I think it was a good ending to the franchise, and all of that. So first off, the first movie was almost like a setup movie for the second one, and the first movie was kind of building up to what Part 2 was going to be. So while the first movie was more political and all about, you know, kind of rising up the rebels to get in on the fight for the Capitol, and more of like a slow burning thing, and this movie for the most part was pretty action packed and just kept going the whole time. So Mockingjay Part 2 picks off right where Mockingjay Part 1 left off, after Peeta has attacked Katniss and she is trying to recover from that and reeling from finding out what the Capitol did to Peeta and how he now feels about her, that she is this monster, and so she's trying to come to terms with that. And because of what happened to Peeta, she is now determined to get rid of Snow. She wants him gone after what he did to Peeta. So, what did I actually think of the movie? I love the movie. I might not have loved it as much as Catching Fire, but I don't think anything could ever top Catching Fire in my opinion. That was just the best adaptation of a book I've ever seen and probably ever will see, and I thought that movie was perfect. So I didn't really think Mockingjay Part 2 was going to be better than Catching Fire, but it definitely was my second favorite one out of the movie franchise. If I had to rate the movie, I would give it an A-, so maybe like a 91. It wasn't a perfect movie for me. I think there were things that they could have done a little bit better, especially towards the end, which I will get into in my spoiler section of this video. But for the most part, they were extremely true to the book, and I think gave a really good adaptation and a really good movie. Like, for a lot of the movie, the first time I was watching it, I was literally like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, there was so much tension to me in the movie. So while there were a couple parts that I think were a little slow in the movie, I think for the most part I really liked the pacing of it, because while some action movies, it's just like bam, 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 you know, there's like no stopping. I liked how Mockingjay Part 2 took its time with some of the action. The only thing that I wasn't that wild about the pacing was the end. The movie kind of had a couple false endings, and again, that's how it was in the book, but it's just like, it felt really weird in the movie. So I don't know if there was a better way they could have done that cinematically, but it did feel really weird in the movie. There was like, okay, is that the ending? Okay, is that the ending? No, there's one more. So that did feel kind of weird. It kind of did mess with the pace at the end of the movie. So that was really my only complaints with the movie were the ending. The ending was just, it just had a weird tone to it. The pacing was really weird. It was like, it felt like the movie should have been over by that point. It just felt like it was kind of dragged out a bit. So while I was happy that they were doing everything how it was in the book, I just don't know if that translated super well to film. Of course, the acting was amazing. Jennifer Lawrence was phenomenal, like always. In this movie, I think she was definitely at some of her best. She had a lot of action and emotional stuff going on, but honestly, the standout to me acting-wise in this movie was Josh Hutcherson. Josh Hutcherson has always been amazing in these movies to me, but in this movie I just think he really shined. He had a lot harder material to work with, and he did a really great job showing all of what's going on in Peeta's head, all the messed up stuff that the Capitol did to him that really broke him, and he's still trying to go on, and he's trying to figure out, you know, what's real, what's not. Do I really hate Katniss, or was this all just done by the Capitol? And trying to battle with all of that, I really loved his performance. And then the other thing was, I've never really thought the chemistry between Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson was that great. I never really believed their romance that well, but in this movie, I don't know what it was, what clicked or what, but it just seemed like their chemistry was a lot better in this movie, and you could really tell that, you know, they did love each other and everything. And so I was really happy with that their chemistry, for whatever reason, seemed to be a lot better in this movie. And you know, all the other supporting characters were really great, and Natalie Dormer, who plays Cressida in the movie, was fantastic. She was probably, after Katniss and Peeta, my favorite character in Mockingjay Part 2, but I just think she was so good in this movie. I loved all the scenes that she was in and all the action stuff. I think she handled great. I really loved her character in this movie. And of course, there's Finnick, who I love Sam Claflin, and I love seeing him in this movie. And then most of the other characters you don't really see for most of this movie because it's focused on the Star Squad. Effie and Haymitch and all of them, they were barely in this movie. I have to give my props to Donald Sutherland, who plays President Snow. He was fantastic in this movie. He brought a lot of new layers and emotion to President Snow, I think, in this movie. Since this movie is a lot of fighting and action scenes, let's talk about that for a minute. I thought the action scenes were all amazing. They were filmed really well, and the CGI looked really real. Like, I really believed when that oil was coming down and, you know, about to swallow them up. Oh my god, and let's talk, and those mutts were so terrifying looking, and they looked completely real too. I was literally like on the edge of my seat being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what's that mean next? Like, and a couple times during the movie I really did like jump. I was like, okay, so I think I have blabbed enough now about what I could without spoiling the movie. So I'm gonna start my spoiler section now, and make sure that you guys stick around to the end of the video because I'm having an amazing Hunger Games prize pack giveaway that you'll definitely want to enter in. And just to give you guys a little preview of what that includes, there is a signed poster with signatures from Sam Claflin, Suzanne Collins, Donald Sutherland, Willow Shields, and many others. If you haven't watched Mockingjay Part 2, so you don't want to be spoiled by watching this video, you can click right here and it will skip the spoiler section and go straight till the end where I talk about how you can enter the giveaway. So if you've not seen Mockingjay Part 2, bye! I don't want to spoil you. Come back and watch the video after you've seen the movie so then we can talk about it and fangirl together because, oh my god, I still can't believe this was the last movie. I'm just gonna keep saying that a million times. Okay, so spoiler stuff. Oh my god, I have so much like I just need to talk about in this movie. I was really surprised that they actually kept the District 2 stuff in, but what I thought was gonna be in that they cut was all the stuff with Katniss and Joanna going through like the stimulations. So while that wasn't like a huge deal to me, I always liked that in the books because I love Joanna and she wasn't really in this movie much. Once they go to the Capitol, she's done. I love her character, and the little scenes that she did have with Katniss were great, like when she goes to the hospital and is stealing her morphine. That was really fun. I love Jenna Malone and Joanna as a character, so I was a little sad to see that go, but I understood why for like time reasons and purposes. And Katniss did, because that didn't happen, because, you know, she wasn't training to try to go to the Capitol. She did get to the Capitol completely different instead. She snuck off to the Capitol because they wouldn't let her go. I was like, okay, you know, I guess I could see that. I thought they were gonna get rid of Katniss being shot, so I was happy to see that in because that was like a big thing, her getting shot. And I just love like when they cut to the reaction of Snow and his people seeing it and they like toast to her. But the main part of this movie is all once they get to the Capitol and are starting to fight the booby traps. So let's talk about that. The sewer scene was amazing. That was probably my favorite scene in the movie. Good lord, so many people were like died in that scene, and oh my god, my Finnick. I was like sitting there being like, oh my god, no, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And I think they handled his death really well. I really liked the way it was handled in the movie. It was basically exactly like the book, and you could just tell how torn apart Katniss was, but how she couldn't really have time to grieve for him because they had to keep moving or else they were gonna die. And all the moments of Katniss and Peeta like asking her, you know, what was your favorite color? Green. So the main thing I really want to talk about though is the ending of the movie. So once they leave Tigress's house and get to Snow's mansion, you know, all the kids are there, and I'm like, oh my god, it's coming, and the parachutes drop, and you know, and then Prim comes in, and it was done differently than how I thought it was going to be in the movie, but I definitely still shed a few tears when Prim died. But here's really my only gripe with the movie. So after the explosion goes off and kills Prim, they really kind of like rushed over Prim dying. Like, you didn't really have time to process her death, and neither did Katniss in the books. Katniss is so torn up about it. I mean, she can't even like get out of bed for weeks. She's just screaming and sore, and in the movie, like, you could tell she was in pain, but she was just so closed off. Literally, it was just like, Prim died. Oh, what? But I don't understand why they didn't take more time with Prim dying and really hit that, because that is such a huge thing. I mean, Katniss would not have been in the position she's in if she hadn't volunteered for her sister. So why did they not spend more time on Prim dying? I don't know. And that was the thing I was pretty upset about, because Prim was such a huge character and she was the reason that Katniss went into the Hunger Games and became the Mockingjay and everything. I just think they needed to take more time on her dying. That's a huge freaking thing. I was sobbing during the book, and in this I shed a few tears, but because it was like over so quickly, I didn't really even have time to process it. Now I don't think did anyone else in the movie have time to process it, because then it was just on to the next thing. It was then on to, okay, well, we need to kill Snow. Oh, that scene I think was done. That scene was done really well. That was part of the ending I did like. It was done pretty much exactly how I imagined it. But again, that was another false ending. Prim dies, it felt like an ending. She shoots President Snow, that felt like an ending. And then it keeps going and going. I'd say there's probably about 15 to 20 minutes of movie after Prim dying, and it just seemed really slow. It's just like, because that's such a big thing, and obviously the movie can't end on that, but it just felt very drawn out, so I think it needed to be a little quicker. I don't know. I'm not the movie maker here. It was just kind of like, okay, when's it ending? When's it ending? When's it ending? I was kind of like, okay, I'm ready for it to be over now. And then when Katniss gets back to District 12, you know, in the book, she's a freaking mess. She doesn't take showers. She just sits at her house all day, and that doesn't happen in the book either. I mean, they did do one scene with her seeing Buttercup the cat and breaking down about Prim, but other than that, like I said, it didn't really seem like Prim's death affected her that much. And in the book, it affected her so much. I mean, she's out hunting and everything, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be a mess. And then Peeta comes back to District 12, and it was like, okay, now they're, you know, together again. I would have liked to see a little bit more of them putting each other back together, because in the movie, they both seem, for the most part, pretty okay. And in the book, they're not. Peeta is still trying to figure out what's real and what isn't from what the Capitol did to him, and trying to deal with the ramifications of that. And Katniss is still grieving over her sister. And they like put each other back together. And that didn't really happen, and I definitely missed that. So let's talk about the epilogue real quick. I was really happy that they kept that in the movie, because that was a big thing, seeing that Katniss and Peeta had kids, though it seems like it was definitely moved up in the movie. I think in the book it was like 20 years later or something. So obviously the characters would look much different. So this seemed more like maybe 6, 7 years down the line. When the little boy is playing with Peeta, that was so cute. But oh my god, the baby looked so creepy. That was my big thing, was the ending of them not really like taking the time and showing how much Prim dying affected Katniss. And then my other big gripe with the movie was how freaky that baby looked. It was so CGI'd looking. Like, there was nothing in that baby that looked real. Nothing. And other than it not looking real at all, it was just really creepy. I was like, would it have been that hard to have a real baby? Or at least CGI it so it looks like a real baby? It was just super creepy, and I couldn't believe it when I was like, oh my god, creepy baby, but go away. But what she's saying to the baby about the nightmares and stuff kind of made up for them not showing that in the book, and I did like that. The ending was just very dragged out. It felt like it went on forever, and as much as I was happy to see all that stuff, I don't think it translated super well to film. They just needed to kind of wrap up the movie a little sooner. I really love the movie for the most part. I just wish they'd done the ending differently and given more respect to Prim dying and what that meant to Katniss. Okay, so now it's giveaway time. I am super excited about this giveaway because it's my first giveaway on my YouTube channel, and also I have something really amazing to give away to you guys, so I'm really excited. So let's go over what's in the runner-up prize pack first. The runner-up prize pack includes a Mockingjay Part 2 poster, an original Hunger Games poster, a pack of district trading cards from the first movie, a Catching Fire jelly wristband that on the back says remember who the enemy is. So at the after party I was also able to get a couple cool things for you guys. I have a Mockingjay Part 2 reserve table placard and one that says talent on it. Also this super cool after party holographic pass. This was your pass to get in the after party, and on the back it says Los Angeles Premiere After Party. And you will also be getting a Mockingjay Part 2 pin and a black Mockingjay Part 2 pin. So this is everything that is included in the runner-up prize pack. So now let's move on to the grand winners prize pack. You will be getting everything that was included in the runner-up prize pack except the trading cards because I only have one of those. And you will also be getting a Catching Fire poster from the Los Angeles fan camp I was at. And in addition to the other 2 pins from the runner-up prize pack, you will also be getting a Mockingjay Part 1 pin. And the main prize, a Peeta Mellark poster signed by Sam Claflin, Suzanne Collins, Donald Sutherland, Willow Shields, Francis Lawrence, and many others. So that's everything that's included in the prize packs, and this contest is open internationally, so it doesn't matter where you live, you can enter to win. The contest will run from November 20th to December 6th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you have about 2.5 weeks to get your entries in. Now let me tell you how to enter and the rules to win one of these prize packs. It's really simple. There's only 3 steps you have to do. Number 1, you must be subscribed to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Number 2 is you must be following me on Instagram. My Instagram is at 7 is a good number. I will be leaving a link to it down in the description as well, so make sure you are following me on Instagram if you are not already. And the third and final thing you have to do to enter to win is on my Instagram, I will be posting a picture of all the stuff that's in the prize packs that you could win, and you must repost that picture on your Instagram. And when you repost the picture, you must have the hashtag Ratherbejaded Mockingjay giveaway. I know it's kind of a mouthful, but it will be my Instagram, so you can just copy it. And when you post the picture, you also must tag 3 friends who you think would be interested in the contest. Make sure to tag them in the picture and also in the comment. And also make sure somewhere in the comment that you write your YouTube username so I can check and make sure that you're following me on YouTube. So that's all you have to do to enter to win. And it is 1 entry per person, so only post it once on your Instagram. Doesn't matter how many times you post it, you will still only be entered once. But I will also give you guys 1 additional entry if you want it after you have done all that. Just post a comment down on this video in the comments sections letting me know what your favorite memory associated with the Hunger Games has been. Whether it was reading the books for the first time or going and seeing the movie, or maybe it was your best friend you met through the Hunger Games. Whatever it is, I want to know, and through that I will give you an additional entry. And when you post that, make sure you are also posting your Instagram username. So that's it. That's all you have to do to enter to win. I will be picking 1 winner for the runner-up prize pack and 1 winner for the grand prize pack. I will be announcing on my Instagram who the winner is, and hopefully we'll be shipping it out to you shortly thereafter. And of course, may the odds be ever in your favor. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my review on the last and final movie in the Hunger Games franchise, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Sorry if it was all over the place, but it was my first movie review, so hopefully my reviews will get better over time. And I hope to see all of you guys entering this giveaway. I'm so excited to see who the winner will be and to mail out your package to you. And remember that there is still 1 more week left in my month of Hunger Games. Yes, I will actually be posting a video next week. I promise I will be, because I already have the stuff filmed. I just have to edit it. And that's my experience of going to the final Hunger Games premiere in Los Angeles. I have attended every single one of them since the first one, and this was the last one, and so got to be on the red carpet, got to go in to see the movie, and I also got to go into the after party. So it would be like a vlog kind of video. I filmed a lot of what on, and I think you guys will enjoy hearing about my whole experience at the Mockingjay Part 2 premiere, because it was definitely a bumpy ride, but it ended up being an amazing experience. So make sure you guys tune back in next Thursday. I know it's Friday, but it will be Thursday on that video. I know it's Thanksgiving, but after you're full and have eaten your turkey, you can open up YouTube and watch the video. Okay, so until next Thursday, I will see you guys later. Bye!